Hey everybody, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us for our regular weekly episode of Live Q&A, where we take your questions live about U.S. immigration to give general educational responses about how the system works, so you have some heads up what's going on because it could be very confusing. And so we're here to help. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram, where you can ask your questions, and we'll try to do our best to give a complete response. But again, it's general education purposes only, not individual legal guidance. Please don't ask the same question over and over again. It makes it hard to keep track of what's going on. So we'll have to mute your questions if that pops up. For those watching the live show of this, we give away 3 free video consultations. All you got to do is like, subscribe where you're watching, and ask a question and write consultation, or just simply write consultation. We'll try to give you a free 15-minute video consultation. It'll be like a random thing I'll choose throughout the show. So feel free to ask that, and we'll choose it. And also, if you're interested in the marriage green card or fiance visa, we have a guide that breaks down the whole process for you called John's Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. Just go to this website, marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and download the PDF, marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and download the 40-plus page PDF that really breaks down the process in detail. And it really amazes people when they download, like, oh my God, I can't believe it has all this information ready to go there to help me. It really is a great thing. And I keep on updated too, but it has most of the information that you need. So let's jump into it. First question I ask, good day, I'm a naturalized citizen. How can I apply for a passport for my son? He is 17, living with me. Well, congratulations on citizenship. Your son, if was living with you in the US and is a green card holder, automatically became a citizen when you became a citizen. So what you have to do first is, go to the passport office if those facts are what they are, that child was a green card holder living with you, and you get a passport for them. But secondly, best thing to do, and not everyone does this, it's not mandatory, but it's to file Form N-600. So as your child gets a certificate of citizenship, later down the line in their life, it'll be helpful having this, because sometimes some things go wrong, and having a certificate of citizenship is much better. For example, I had a guy contact me who had a similar situation when they were a kid. Their parent became a citizen, and they automatically got citizenship and got a passport. and see what they have to say. And for people on YouTube, we're back. Omar, I'm sorry about the delay. Ali Barber, I said, you can get a passport for your child and get a certificate of citizenship as well from S600. Omar says, what are the chances of approval of Dignity Act and how long will it take to prove? These are worthless endeavors to try to pursue what's going on with chances of some random bill in Congress and how long it's going to take. Most likely, nothing's going to happen, so don't waste time thinking about this stuff. YHS is new 65-year-old immigrant has no income eligible for Medicaid in New York. That's not an immigration question. That's a local benefits question. I can answer that. Ali Barber says, thanks, you're welcome. Abdul says, what does it mean close I-765? I don't know. I'm guessing your green card was approved, so they just closed the work permit case, I'm guessing. Colleen said, how long is sibling immigration? 15, 20 years. Vanessa, if you have a question, just ask it. Saudullah says, hi, John. Is it okay to send for 1040 with W-2s rather than IRS tax transcript for affidavit support? It's better to send tax transcripts, but if you can't, then 1040 W-2s are fine. Sometimes it's more and more they're asking for tax transcript. But if they said the 1040 W-2s are okay, that's fine too. Patient says, Key says, I have an I-765 C9 from VAWA, but have an old deportation order. Can I still get my work permit? Potentially. So you file if they issue it, they issue it. Exchange says, I submitted my civil documents today for IV spouse. How much time will it take? I don't know. Can I attend an interview without my husband? He's in jail. It could be problematic if you have adjustment of status and if your spouse comes in jail. They don't make exceptions for that. We have a question on YouTube. Joanna says, does the I-130 expire? My priority date is January 2000. I just got a copy in 2017, F4 sibling. The priority date doesn't expire on the I-130. It's just if your case becomes current and a National Business Center contacts you to move the case forward and you don't do anything within a year, they could cancel the case. So you just got to make sure that you stay on top of your case. Sona says, my I-130 is approved. My I-485 is still pending. That happens too. Just good luck. Hopefully it gets done. Colleen says, how long, we already asked that. How long does it take back to hear from USCIS after an RFP is submitted? There's no timeline. Andrew says, can you say if notice of action is a good or bad thing? It's neither. It's just a notice. Calvin says, I'm an L. Depends on what the notice says. I'm an L2 with a small U.S. registered business. Can I sponsor myself for a green card? An L2 is a spouse of an L1. An L1's company can potentially sponsor them, but it depends on the facts if you want to see a green card. Nadia asks, NBC has sent an email saying that my documents are in line waiting for an interview overseas. My priority date has been curved 6 months. What can I do? Usually just wait unless you want to sue them for a delay. Andrew says, hello, question. I'm a U.S. citizen. I and my fiance have a big age gap. I need your professional advice on this. When do you think it's worth to position or apply for a Join Me USA? Yeah, I don't think age is a problem. You got to satisfy other requirements and be able to just show your relationship is real. But age gaps don't necessarily worry me. But I have to know your whole life situation, Andres. But that hasn't been a problem for me in the past too with age gaps. Hope says, I got a notice saying we should get an answer within 45 days. Our congressman reached out. Well, hopefully that's the case. How long is the wait for a asylum decision? There's no timeline. What happened where I-6 waiver moved to another jurisdiction? There's probably processing it somewhere else. SL says, how long he takes to get the green card through special, it depends on the case. KY says, these questions about timelines, I can't really answer because it's different for every case and the government's not consistent. So it's no real good answer I give. My wife is not on the lease, but she is on my gas and electric bill. My interviews in 3 weeks help. That's fine. I mean, you just have other stuff. Nizdev says, please, after you've given parole, what is the latest time to apply for asylum? You have 1 year from entry into the United States to apply for asylum, typically, with exceptions. Bobby says, what happened? We already answered that question. Jeremy, in the 80s, where it was amnesty, when do you think there'll be a floodgate open again? That's up to politicians. Zaitullah says, how long does an asylum case usually take in the United States? There's no average time. Andrew says, can you please say if notice action is good or bad? I already answered that question. So I'm going to start muting questions if you have to say anything over again because it's hard to keep track of what's going on with so many questions popping in. Checo says, my I-130 is approved. I have to complete an IA-24. Is my priority to say is my I-130? Yes, it is. Amanda says, my husband has been here since he was 12, legal resident. Anyway, besides normal citizenship, I don't know what that means, normal citizenship. If he's a legal resident, you apply for citizenship. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, let's go back. Jason says, is your spouse works for Homeland Security? Do you have a stronger case? No, that's unrelated. Desi says, I-130 approved that interview, but scheduled for I-45 interview. What to expect the interview? Same as if it was an I-130 interview and just the background stuff. Pill says, can my wife get government assistance still file for me? Depends on what the government assistant is and if you have a joint sponsor. Okay, we have a question. This follows up. So if you have a court date in a year's time, will it be the suitable time to apply for asylum before the master hearing? You need to talk to the immigration attorney in private. This isn't the best form for this kind of advice. You have a serious issue, go to court. You need to talk to a lawyer in private. Joanne follows up. What happens if a child's I-94 expires, but the parent's I-94 is current? Would USCIS deny the child the right to AOS? If the child is getting citizenship based on F4, like I think it's F4, yeah, that's going to be a problem. They have to maintain status. Like if the child was getting it based on the parent being a citizen, no, but you should do an extension, I-94 tourist visa extension if the tourist visa is what you have. But if the child's I-94 expires, then they won't be able to adjust status. There's no exception for that. And they definitely need to talk to the immigration to be careful of this kind of stuff. CS says, USI's portal processing time says your case is taking longer than expected. What does that mean? I mean, exactly what it says. Jeremy says, I'll never get any status. Was coerced into making false confession of false citizenship. Yeah, sorry to hear that. That's a bad situation. Gabriel says, me and my spouse are filing. I mean, with regard to false citizenship, if you're coerced into it, you can prove it, you can fix it, but that's going to be a hard thing. Gabriel says, me and my spouse are filing for petition. My wife's middle name does not match with our marriage certificate here in the U.S. She is from Canada. They're not allowed to change their middle name. Middle name on the marriage certificate being or not being there is not the biggest deal. That's not something that would worry me. Nizam says, okay, please, I need your contact info. It means getting to you, Nizam. I don't handle asylum cases or court cases, so our firm wouldn't be a good resource for your case. Contact someone local that has an office in the city where your court case is going to happen and talk with them is the best thing to do. Emil says, how do I send a question? Just how you send this question right here on Instagram. And if you want to schedule a private consultation, that's a different matter. Ellen says, it's been 4 months since I filed my I-130. No receipt. Is that normal? No, that's not normal. And they cash the check. They just take the money for the I-130. And then the case is going. But you need to contact USCIS. You should get a receipt within a few weeks. If not, that's a problem. Assista says, can you travel with your U.S. passport if your ancestor application is unprocessed? Yeah, as long as you're confident the passport is properly issued. Gabmo says, can she just get an affidavit and be notarized about her middle name? I don't know. I don't know the details. I have to see the documents myself. I can't give individual legal guidance on that. Will USCIS do home visit before interview? It's possible, but unlikely. CS says, I'm a U.S. citizen. I applied for my mother. Do I have to apply separately for minor siblings? Yes, you do. And an issue that pops up is the minor siblings case. It could take 15, 20 years. So you want your mom to get a green card and then turn around and file for the siblings. That's probably the way to do it. Maybe get humanitarian parole at the siblings and with her. Rocket says, I applied for my daughter 2022 August. How long for approval? I don't know if you're a green card holder or citizen. I don't know if your daughter is above 21 or under 21. I don't know what country your daughter was born in. So I need a lot more information to be able to answer that question. Ela said, need someone to talk about parents I-130. Sure, schedule a consultation with the office. U.S. citizen service member to F1 student visa is the best way forward. U.S. citizen service member to F1 student visa. What's the best way forward? I'm not sure what the question is. Are you marrying a student visa holder? Or Tiffany says, USCIS sent me an RFP on medical and it says final decision. I don't know what the question is, but just follow what they say there. Crazy Rich Agent says, can my wife with only a green card status file for unemployment? Unemployment is a state-based thing that's unrelated to immigration status. Simon says, I have a silent court interview, but judge decision is pending. What do you think? 8 months? I don't know. I just have to wait. We're getting a lot of questions about timelines. There's no fixed timeline when it comes to immigration, so I can't answer that. Joanne says, do you have to add derivative applicants to I-130 petition for I-485? The child was born after petition was approved. No, you don't need to do that. Just have birth certificates, and that should be fine. Wyatt says, if I apply for I-130 for my sibling, does USCIS or embassy cross-check information with what was once provided in the B2 visa application? Will they deny application for discrepancies? Yes and yes. If there was fraud or misrepresentation of previous application, it could come back to be a problem later. Nirvana says, what's the next step after completing biometrics for I-751 form? You wait to see what the government says. 305 kids ask, she applied for college near me but got denied. She can't live with me without being out of status. I don't know. These are really individual kind of advice. Please contact the office, schedule a consultation about it. Punab says, I'm a green card holder. My mom is coming on tourist visa. Can she stay here and apply for a green card? If she decides to change her mind, it may be possible, but that's what the rules are when she arrives and changes her mind. Rocky asks, how long for proves a child visa? I don't know. There's no answer for timelines. Andres asks, hello, thank you for your quick feedback. To make my question more clear, understand my question between I and my fiance have 25 years difference. Do you think it's even worth the position for her or petition for her? Yeah, as I said earlier, age is just one of many things. So if you're 25 years is not that much for marriage, but we got to look at your whole case to see if there's other issues involved, but that's not something that worries me by itself. Emilie's asked, do you handle a case of diversity visa lottery winner adjustment of status of a derivative who's on F1 student visa, the principal is in another country? Yeah, I gotta schedule consultation office, see what's going on there, but that's possible. You probably want the derivative to go and do constant processing and get it done with the parent at the same time. It's a little bit risky to do it when they're here. So that's something you have to analyze during a private consultation. Wise follows up, sir, can a green card holder parent file I-130 for a divorced daughter? If yes, what is the average time? Yes, they can. I don't give timelines. We could go and dive into that during private consultation, but I can't give a good answer because the timelines change so dramatically all the time that I don't like to give timelines. Ciso says, can he visit a home country after he becomes citizen if he had asylum from there? It's not impossible, but you know, it's not recommended. Punam says, best advice, get naturalized and apply for a future visit. Okay. Hello, Tamisha. Zella says, I need a lawyer to run my asylum case from start to end. Could you recommend someone? No, I don't have any recommendations. Sal says, hi, my husband got a 221G. He's in Germany. It's 2 months. If he's denied, what's next? I don't know. I have to see what's going on with the case. Stephanie says, can I file a marriage visa and still get SNAP assistance for my kids? Maybe. I don't know. I need more information. A lot of these questions, just not information to get a full answer to them. And for me to get the full information, I got to get into your personal lives. It's just not appropriate for me to get too much detail into your personal stuff. Joanne says, does USCIS still enforce the 90-day rule for individuals visiting the U.S. who want to file for adjustment of status? All I can say is the USCIS does not have a 90-day rule. They individually review each case to see if a person did fraud or misrepresentation when they use a tourist visa or other type of visa, but actually file for adjustment of status. I'll leave it at that. Rock says, I applied for my daughter under age 21. I'm a green card holder. I applied to August 2022 from Bangladesh. It's going to take a lot of years right now. Well, the F2A category got backed up, so it's probably going to take 2 to 4 years on average, or hopefully not longer, but it's possible. Saul says, my husband got to, we already answered that. I'm a Canadian citizen. I got text ID number. Can I get a truck license? This is in a truck. This is an immigration show. 305 kids, U.S. citizen, service member, married to an F1 student visa. What's the best way forward? File for a green card for your spouse. We give free consultations to U.S. Service members, 305 kids. So email the office, info@jqqlaw.com, and let me know. Have some proof that you're an active duty service member, and we'll break it down for you. No problem. Okay. Rhea says, just submitted my I-130 petition for my husband. Congrats. Tamisha says, what if the USCIS asks for 245 Section A as a reference evidence? They're not going to ask. You get too much into the laws. You don't need to bother doing that. 245A is essentially enter lawfully, and you're reading too much into it, Tamisha. That's not how they're going to look at it. Sal says, oh, yeah, I answered that. After I-485 approval, what's next? You get a green card. Okay, let me start muting some questions that keep getting asked. Stuff. Okay. Oh, so many questions. Okay. Dylan says, after green card, how many years USCIS will give U.S. travel document? 1 or 2 years? How many years give you? They'll just apply for it and get it. I mean, I'm not sure what the question is. Okay, my green card has been expired for 15 years. Would it be hard to renew it? It depends if you had some violations or not. Well, he says, how to renew I-94? Well, you need to have some sort of status to renew it too. So if you have like a H-1B, you just do extension of status, or if you want extension of tourist visa or something like that. Artist Copa says, how long does USCIS take to respond to evidence on marriage-based green card now? There's no fixed time. It's whenever they get around to it. You said I took fingerprints today for asylum. How long do you think I'll get the results? There's no timeline. Missy says, is it possible to apply for a passport before the 5-year period for the over 18 child of a U.S. citizen? I don't know. I got to see what's going on with the case. Can I file for a VAWA case for 3 years of marriage without ever living together? Potentially, if you're married. As CFO says, my siblings are underage. Can I petition with my parents? It's not with parents, it's separate, and so they have a different case. What you usually do is have your parent get a green card and then turn around and petition for them. It says, if you have a pending VAWA and have been put in removal proceedings, can it still be approved? Potentially. It depends kind of what the reason you're removal proceedings. B says, what's the next step if you get denied expedite request from USCIS? You just wait for your case to be approved during normal timeline. Hard asks, where are you located? I'm in Los Angeles myself, but our location doesn't matter. Our cases are digital and stuff. Our location doesn't matter. B says, can a permanent resident be denied entry if status is maintained? Can they? There's 1,000,001 reasons to deny entry. It's rare, but can they? I can't say absolute like that. It may be possible. Joanne says, is it normal to get a partial denial of FOIA because of privacy issues? Yeah, they always do a partial denial of some of the information on FOIA. Comey says, can I go to Social Security office if they take long to send it after getting EAD? Yeah, you could do that. Ask if my siblings, we already answered that. So you get to repeat questions. Okay. Hindi script says, I have asylum filed since 6 years old. My daughter at London University, she wanted to come to U.S. Can't she? I don't know. I need more information on your case. Dollar says, removing conditions, marriage based July 2023. How long to apply for citizenship? 3 to 5 years after getting your green card, depending on if you satisfy the requirements for one of those categories. Get a lot of repeat questions. Hans says, my status is refugee. I'll apply for a green card after 1 year. Do I go through interview again? They may not interview you, but it takes a long time to get the green card on those situations. Brandon asks, I filed my F-400 last month. How long is it going to take for my civics interview? Anywhere from 2 months to 12 months on average. Okay, you're welcome, Rache. Tamara says, can my husband visit me a month before his green card interview date? You can try. That's about it. Arctic Pashada says, how much do you charge to get someone to represent a person that just wants you to show up and represent them in a green card interview? It varies depending on the case and the location. So we need more information. I don't talk about fees here, especially when I don't know all the facts of the case. Mega says, I received my green card recently, but my travel document is taking so long. If you got your green card, you're not going to get a travel document. The green card is a travel document for re-entering the U.S. Tamisha says, I got a request for evidence for Section 824. Wasn't next that bad? They don't just send request for Section 824. There's more to it, what the basic reason is. I'm guessing you didn't have lawful entry. That's probably what happened, but they don't. That's not the focus. There has to be more facts behind it or more explanation. She just sent a reply for RFE. I have not received a receipt notice and the time to expire. You don't get a receipt notice or RFE response. I-130 and I-45 case approved. What's next? Approved a couple days ago. Just get the green card in the mail. Abby says, my wife received her passport from Islamabad Embassy, Pakistan. The visa is expired. Contact them, let them know that they give an expired visa. Aaron says, can you withdraw your political asylum case after the situation in your country you fled is settled? If you want to, yeah. Edom says, can I renew my B2 visa after I get denied the B2 visa extension, but I left the U.S. while pending? You could give it a shot. That's it. You see what they say. Singh says, hi, sir. I-485 pending asylum is granted. We need refugee travel document, advance parole, both to travel. It depends on what the basis of your I-485 is. So if you had asylum, then you're going to need a refugee travel document. Joanna says, the new public charge question on the I-485, they ask for liabilities in the U.S. or home country? Everywhere. Zamar asks, waiting for an I-601A approval. Do you know how long it is taking? It's been a year. Those are taking 2 to 3 years right now. At what age can citizenship be exempt? It depends on age and how long you've had your green card. It's listed on the form. Jackie says, if my brother didn't register for selected service, can he become a citizen? Yeah, he just has to wait a little bit longer. Zamara says, okay, where do I find out the embassy wait time for a CR1 case? They don't provide that information. Saeed, how about National Benefit Center? Is this the fast service? There's no fast service. They'll just get around, do things when they get around to it. TikTok, when your lawyer file your case, how long is it going to take before your clock start readying for work permit? Once the case is filed and with the government, the clock starts to tick. You get a receipt. Blue chip, what age citizenship example can? Okay, we're getting a lot of repeat questions. Let me go through them. Saba, I got an RFP in the mail after 25 days of filing I-45. Do you think it'll be approved shortly? I mean, what difference does it make what I think? Because I don't know. It's up to them what they want to do. Hi, can you travel with 2-year green card outside or inside USA? Yeah, that's fine. Just have your passport. My brother didn't sign up for selective service. You answered that already. Do you recommend travel on parole? No, I don't recommend it unless you have an emergency. We get a lot of repeat questions. Let me go through them. Zan, if we get married in October, how long will you think green card will take to be engaged in a year? It's not up to me how long it's going to take. K-SWAT, I've been documentary qualified since November 2022. My priority date is 2016. F1 category. How long do I have to wait? I don't know. That's the way you have to wait. It's timelines. It's not easy to answer these. At what age kid has to be parent to apply for my documents? I think how old does your U.S. citizen child have to be to apply for parent citizenship? 21. Can a Canadian on a TN visa marry a U.S. citizen and still maintain honorary intent for the TN? Yeah, once you marry a U.S. citizen, it doesn't matter. In your experience from cases you work on, what is the wait time for embassy, Doha for CR1 cases? I haven't handled a Doha case recently, so I don't have an answer to that. Tanya says, my case was moved from one office to another. Will my process be faster or slower? They say they're going to make it faster because they opened up a new office, but they say a lot of things, so we'll see. Question on YouTube, 88 says, hello, I have an I-130 approval. However, I'm still in removal proceedings. The I-130 is filed with USCIS, and now it's turned 545. Should it be filed with USCIS or the immigration court? Well, that's up to what you want to do in your strategy that you want to use. Talk with your court lawyer. Patel says, hi, interview was done, but it still says interview was scheduled 545. They don't update the website, so this doesn't necessarily show the new thing. Edri says, hello, thank you so much. I divorced 2 times in the past. And do you think this has a side effect on the upcoming marriage process? Interview embassy, should we interviewing or do I have to be asked? I need to see your whole life situation when they answer that question, but that's not the worst thing. John says, will I be denied on humanitarian parole program? I have a background in the petitioners. I have 120 days. I'm not sure what the question is, but it's up to them what they want to do. L. Trump says, is it possible to help my parents without me having to join the army? I don't know. I don't know anything about you. Can I get a trial document if I'm pending asylum? Thanks. You can get a advanced parole emergency document, but it's not recommended. You got to apply for it at least. James says, if you get married and spend our honeymoon in his home, and then you don't finish your question. Upset says, they visited me and my wife at 5 a.m. after interview. Should we be worried? If you answer things well, no, but depends on what happened. Zion, where are you located? Do you take all clients? I don't take all clients. If you contact my office, I'm picky. I only accept the best clients. So you got to email the office. Our location typically doesn't matter for the cases we do, but we have a consultation session to see if we're a good fit, and then we take it from there. Question, Daisy says, I'm in the U.S. in Arizona. My girlfriend, which overstayed her visa a long time ago, coming to get married me. Is it safer to come to Arizona, car or plane? And the law is pretty strict there. I don't have an answer for that. Just stay safe, I guess. Joanna says, if my case was sent to NBC, but I never received notice, can I still apply for I-485? My party date is current. This will sound. Yeah, if your case to NBC, you can still file for adjustment of status as long as the NBC didn't terminate your case. How long does it take after mailing a medical for I-485? There's no fixed timeline. When will retrogression end? It'll never end. There's always going to be retrogression in some form or fashion. A country will mess with green card. I don't know. Minor says, one family come Canada. They have visitor visas. Can they come to us by asylum? If they already have status in Canada, no. John says, well, I didn't already answer that question. I don't, Afghan about how long things are taking. I don't have good timelines. So do whatever is more comfortable for you, whichever embassy is more comfortable to get to. Tamisha says, Johnson, I did have lawful entry. I was on H-2B. I still get a Section A 1245 request. Tamisha, there's more to it. They're not going to tell a regular person that you have a 245A issue on your case without saying more to that. So please review the RFE. If they didn't say more, that's an error on their part. But that's a technical terminology for the Immigration Nationality Act section that you apply for adjustment of status on. they don't just say that. They don't say like, here's food. They say, here's hamburgers. They're much more specific. Shafiq says, my green card application was approved on 17 April. Since then, I've received my green card. Yeah, sometimes it delays. Call them up, see what's going on. They have got lost in the mail. Funky says, how many years do I have to wait to apply for citizenship? My spouse left me after 2.5 years of marriage. I don't know, but probably 5 after getting a green card. We satisfy requirements. Can I get a they have a lot of repeat questions. How long should I wait? Okay. Singh says, refugee travel document is safe for travel outside U.S. and come back. Nothing's safe. Don't leave is better. That's safe. Don't leave. Novella says, can I expect the process if I'm experiencing financial difficulties? You can make a request and see what they say. How long does adjustment of status take? It depends on the case. Lovely. How long does it take to get an interview after DQ? There's no fixed time for that. More money. I had an appointment for fiancé visa and they want proof of wedding and invitation. How long is AP? Proof of wedding and invitation. How long is AP? Well, there's no fixed time. None of these time questions there's an answer to. My name is John Khosravi. Okay, let's see. Is it possible? Okay, we have a question. Melvin. Melvin's one of regulars, I think. Hello, Jade. After uploading your civil documents, how long does it take to schedule for medical's interview? Whenever you'll get a notice for appointment, and then you schedule your medical at that time, but there's no fixed time. Just how much are your fees for spouse petition? Well, we got to review your case first, so email the office, schedule a consultation. There are different types of cases and backgrounds that we need to see first. Joel says, can you see how much your consultation? You have to call your office. You have to email the office. We don't take phone calls from non-clients. So schedule a consultation, email the office and break down what the basis of your case are, and we'll follow up with you. info@jqqlaw.com. That's info@jqqlaw.com is the email. Okay, is it possible? Okay, I'm going to start muting stuff because we get a lot of the same questions over and over again. It's not fair to everyone else, and it confuses me and what's going on. Seeing the same question over and over again. Okay, let me do this one to mute. Okay. Hi, my sister left the USA 18. Oh, we've had 30-minute mark. Well, I guess that's it today. I'll take one more question on TikTok, and actually, I'll just save for TikTok. But thank you everyone for coming. Check us out. Email us at info@jklaw.com and schedule a consultation. We'll be back next week, 5 p.m. Pacific time, live to take your questions. I was a little under the weather today. I just got better from being sick, so sorry I was a little out of it, not as much energy. But that's that. Everybody looks very happy to help and talk and all this kind of stuff. So next one, be safe. We'll stick around on TikTok, but we'll end it everywhere else. God bless. Bye-bye.